Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to welcome you to our YouTube channel. I want to take this opportunity to do my own assessment on the last Friday, 5th July 2024 events. There were three main events that took place on that day. The first one was the burial of former Minister and MP for Kamkunji, the father to Jimmy Wanjigi, Honorable James Maina Wanjigi in Nyeri. Another event which I will also look is the burial of Rex Kanyike Masai that took place in Machakos County. The last event is the dialogue or discussion that took place between the president and the young people or the Gen Zs on Twitter. I think that was the platform that the president chose to engage this young generation, plus many others who got the opportunity to participate on that dialogue. I realized that across all these events, President William Ruto's name features majorly, either directly or you could just read from the speech that were given that these speeches were referring to the president. It was a very difficult day and tough day for the president, because aside from this, he also addressed the nation yesterday, and I know that up to this moment, some people are satisfied, some are not satisfied by the move that the president made. I want to go back to Nyeri, to the burial of James Maina Wanjigi. And during the burial, of course, Azimio took advantage of all these events. They were in Nyeri. That team that went to Nyeri was led by, of course, Raila Amolo Odinga, James Sorengo, Jeremiah Kioni, a former Starehe Member of Parliament, Maina Kamanda, George Lushiri Wajakoya, among other leaders who took got the opportunity to speak on that occasion. I even saw Equity Chairman Bwana, and in Machakos, of course, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Eugene Wamalwa, Nairobi Senator Edwin Sifuna, Embakasi East Member of Parliament Babu Owino, a former Nandi Hills who has come out as the fierce critic to the president, Honorable Alfred Keter, Machakos Governor Wavinya Ndeti, all were present. But in Nyeri, the reason why I want to speak about that event is that apart from the Azimio leaders, there were leaders also from Kenya Kwanza side, led by CS for civil servants, public service, Moses Kuria, and the host governor of Nyeri, of course, Mutahi Kahiga, mzee wa kazi mwenyewe, was present. And if you followed that event, you will realize that it was a hostile event. We know that the late Maina Wanjigi is the father to Jimmy Wanjigi, and Wanjigi since last year has come out to criticize our economic model, and he has talked about our national debt, which he has criticized the government in a bigger way on how the government have handled debts. So we didn't expect the president allies to be in that funeral. Moses Kuria attempted to be in that funeral And what happened to him is that the congregation who were present did not allow him to make and to complete his speech. The moment he took the podium and started to address the mourners, the congregation started to boo him with the chanting, "Ruto must go," which forced him to cut short his speech. And when the governor of Nyeri stood to address the congregation, and we have seen him of late, his utterances have not been auguring well to the president allies and president sympathizers, because he has come out to be number one enemy to the president and his allies on the Mount Kenya region. And he has been pro-Gachagua leadership, among other leaders. He said that they regret why they refused or denied Raila Amolo Odinga votes from the mountain, because they think Ruto has not did his best and has not accomplished the promises he gave to the people of the mountain. We will remember that even or prior to the financial bill 2024, he once openly told the CS Murkomen in a church event in Nyeri that finance bill chini, which means the finance bill will not see the light of the day, and it went down. This is Gashagua's ally. Raila Odinga, who was also present and spoke, allowed the generation. He said that he is on their back. He give them support. This means that the president at this point also in time was at a difficult time. The president himself, after addressing the nation and said that he accept to do some changes on his cabinet and his government. But before we witnessed the government or the cabinet reshuffle and the condensation on the number of ministers and cabinets, he had said that they are going to merge some of the parastatals, over 40 of them, which have extended and duplication of functions. They are going to merge, which means civil servants, most of them will go home or will lose their job, or will be deployed to different ministries. The president also promised Kenyans that the offices of Prime Cabinet Secretary's wife, the Deputy President's spouse, and First Lady's office are going to be abolished, and that money that has been used to run these offices will be channeled to other functions of the government. We know that the president also said that the advisors to the government will be reduced by half, which means the cost of running those offices will also go down. The president also said that they are considering some main functions that will continue despite the budget cut by 177 and above billion shillings. They are going to ensure that the JCC teachers are employed, intern medical doctors are employed. They are going to ensure that the NGCDF balances or arrears are paid. They are going to ensure that the road projects that were installed are also reinstated. They are going to ensure that agriculture, that is to mention the cheap fertilizers, and also to pay the arrears in coffee and sugarcane farming. Those are areas that the president said they are going to consider. So to that point, we can say that the government have started to, the president have started to listen to the people of Kenya and to do things, because gone are the days when the president could just arise to assume that he has the power and he could arrogate himself the right to do whatever he feels that it is right for the people of Kenya. We are looking forward to the government reduction, the government condensation further, because they have been called that the president to reduce the number of CSS. And there are speculation out there that they are going to be reduced to 15 in the next few days. So we also look into that, and we are going to maintain to follow about that. In Machakos, during the burial of Rex, people castigated the government. Human rights activists were there. I saw Mwangi, I saw Khalif, plus many others, who said that if somebody want to know the leader of this movement, it is the Constitution of Kenya. And what they ask for is not much. They only ask for justice to Rex and those who are killed and injured during these demonstrations. There were a lot of casualties which have been talked about time and again. On this podium also, Azimio did not seize this not to waste time to grab this opportunity to castigate the government. They shine. This weekend, indeed, Azimio shined largely. President was struggling on Twitter to try to explain himself to young generation and the plans he's having. But some of them were still not satisfied. They expected the government to do better. But some of them could not even listen to the president. They want nothing to do with the president. What they want is only that the president to go home. Whether the president do changes or not, some of them are saying what they want is the president to make life better. So most of them went to the dialogue with different approach and different expectations. So we thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and may God bless you.